Okay, my name is Karen Vieira, and I'm doing a lab on the skin, tissue, and tissue types and their function. Okay, so here I'm going to start with a slide that has the basement membrane, which is located in between the stratified squamous epithelial layer and the lamina. So this right here will be the basement membrane. Okay, the basement membrane is the epithelium tissue type, which is a loose connective tissue located anywhere in the body where there's epithelial cells, and endothelium tissue are found, and in between the layers to hold them together. It separates the lining of internal and external body surfaces from connective tissue underneath the metazones. So, basement membrane is not just in the skin, you can also find it in the kidneys. All right, this slide here is about the blood vessels. The blue is the vein, is the arteries, is the veins, and the red is the arteries. So those are the blood vessels underneath the skin, which are located in the dermis region, which is the middle. The epidermis is the outer layer of the skin. The dermis is the middle, and the hypodermis is the bottom layer. That's the deepest layer closest to the muscle, which is down here. And blood vessels are connective tissue because they connect to other organs and other skin tissue, which have layers that are smooth muscle cells. The walls linings are a layer of single sheet endothelial cells that are there to separate the outer layer by the basal lamina. And arteries and veins are the largest of the blood vessels. All right, the next slide is on the dermis. As I said, the epidermis is the top layer of the skin. Okay, and the dermis is this middle section, which is the largest section. It's thick. It's a thick layer of skin that contains all nerves, blood vessels, sweat glands, hair follicles, and the dermis is what gives skin its flexibility. So, the dermis is located between the epidermis and the hypodermis, and it makes up the cutis and the subcutaneous tissues. And the function of those tissues are to cushion the body from stress and strain. So this area here, this large region here with all the blood vessels and sweat glands and hair follicles, will be the dermis. All right, this slide here is the anatomy of the epidermis. This layer here, all this right here, is the epidermis layer of the skin. It has 5 different layers. Okay, and I'm going to name them. One of them is the stratum corneum, which is located here. The stratus corneum is there. The stratum lucidum is there. The stratum granulosum is here. The stratum spinosum is here. The stratum basal is here. And the dermis is down here. So it's 5 layers to the epidermis. The epidermis, which is the outer layer of the skin, is made up of epithelial tissue and contains stratified and squamous epithelial cells. This tissue is located in the skin and serves as a barrier to protect the body against microbial pathogens, oxidant stress, ultraviolet light from the sun, chemical compounds, and provides mechanical resistance to minor injury. The barriers are mostly composed of stratum corneum. This photo here is of the keratinocytes that are located in the skin. They are cells that are found in the deepest basal layer of the stratified epithelium. So they way at the bottom near the stratum basal. They make up the epidermis, which are often referred to as basal cells or keratinocytes. They make up 95% of the cells in the epidermis, and keratinocytes are responsible for forming tight junctions with the nerves in the skin. So those are keratinocytes, and their function is to form tight junctions with nerve cells, and they also keep Langerhans cells of the epidermis and lymphocytes in place.